How to come up with a winning business idea. By far, this is the most common question that Charlie and I get as we're talking to young entrepreneurs just like yourself and mentoring startups across the country. And at the core of the question, it is my idea good? Is it going to be successful? Will I make a profit? And this is something definitely worth spending some time to consider before you launch the business. And here's the deal. A winning business idea is as unique as the individual entrepreneur. And it's because it leverages your passions, your skill sets, your circumstances, and all the opportunities that you have available to you. And that's unique to you. And so a winning business idea for you may be a horrible business idea for someone else, and vice versa. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a blank piece of paper, and I want you to fold it vertically and fold it horizontally. And you'll end up with 4 different quadrants or 4 different squares on the piece of paper. And each of those squares, we're going to fill in different aspects of you and your life to help you arrive at the perfect business idea for you. The first factor you need to consider are, what are your passions? So in the top left box, I want you to list out everything that you're passionate about. What are the things that you like doing? What do you enjoy spending your time doing? This is important because you're going to be spending a lot of time on your business. So if you're not interested in the topic, you're gonna get bored really fast, you're gonna get burned out, and the business is gonna fail. Let's say you really love shoes and collecting sneakers. There's a huge niche out there of people that collect Air Jordans and other types of shoes. And what you can do is you can actually turn that into a business. You can start a sneaker flipping business where you go to shows and conventions, you buy shoes that have limited runs or are on a special deal or haven't been released to the public yet, and you can actually go sell those on your website at a profit. Let's say you're really passionate about the outdoors, hunting, fishing, hiking. You could very easily turn that into a business by becoming a guide. You can actually help tourists and those in your community do those various activities, especially if you know the area well. Do you love playing video games? And you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, obviously. But how do you turn that into a living? Well, you'd be surprised. I have a really good friend of mine that actually plays his favorite title straight through multiple times, and then he goes and writes guides on the best tips, tricks, and strategies for that particular game. And then he sells it. And it saves people a ton of time and it helps them do better at that particular game. So hopefully these examples help you brainstorm a little bit about the things you're passionate about and love doing. I want you to go ahead and write down everything in that top left box, even if it's something you don't think could turn into a business. Okay, so now that you have that done, let's move to the top right box. And I want you to write down all of your unique skills. Every single one of you has something that you're good at. And it's probably something you're getting better at over time. You don't have to be a concert pianist to get piano lessons. You just have to be more advanced than the people that you're teaching. So whether you have skills in the arts and sports and academics or any other area of your life, think about what those are and write them down. Okay, now in the bottom left-hand box, I want you to write down any unique assets or opportunities that you have available to you. Are there things in your life that most people don't have? Or are there people around you with unique skills and talents that they'd be willing to share with you and teach you? Are there basically people that own equipment or other things that you might be able to use to start a business with? Is there anything unique about where you live? These are all things that could come into factor and play when thinking of a business you could start. The first thing I want to think about in this category are the things that you or your family own. So let's say your family has a really nice camera. You could turn that into a photography or a videography business. Let's say you have a power washer or lawn care equipment. You could actually turn that into a power washing business or a lawn care business. Let's say that your parents have a woodworking shop. You could actually turn that into a furniture making business or birdhouses or a lot of different things you could make in your woodworking shop. So let's now think about things that are unique to where you live. So let's say your house is on a lot of property or you live on a farm. You can do horse boarding, you can take care of dogs and cats while people are out of town. You can create a compost business. You can raise free-range chickens and sell the eggs and the chickens for meat. You can raise unique produce and sell them to high-end restaurants in your area. Maybe you live in more of an urban environment or a big city. Well, think about it. Maybe there's a maker studio in your area, a place that has 3D printers or laser engravers and a lot of really cool tools to make cool products. Maybe you live in a tourist destination. Maybe you get a lot of tourists coming from around the United States or around the world. What are the types of products or services that you could sell to them? These are all examples of unique opportunities or assets that you can leverage when starting a business. So write those down in the box and we'll come back to it in a little bit. So box number 4, this is the last one. And it's probably one of the most important aspects of starting a business if you want it to be successful and profitable. And that is, do you have access to large groups of potential customers for your product or service? When I first started as an entrepreneur, I spent so much brain time and energy thinking about amazing products and services I wanted to build. I've built my own skincare products, I've built supplement companies, I've sold coffee online, I've started my own warehouse business. Like, you can build just about anything. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually turning that product or service into a sale, having people actually buy it from you. So here's the ninja tip. If you can define who your customers are and how to go find hundreds of them before you do a single thing building the actual business itself, you're gonna be way ahead of most entrepreneurs. So in this fourth box, I want you to think about any large groups of people that you have access to. Maybe this is a camping club that your family's a part of and you know a lot of people with RVs and campers. Well, you could turn that into an RV cleaning business. Do you have a family member who's a teacher or school administrator? Can maybe connect you with teachers across their school or district. You could easily turn that into a tutoring business. Is your family involved in a local chamber of commerce where they know a lot of the other business owners in the community? If so, maybe you can do social media or website building services for those businesses. Is your family an active part of a gym, or do you work out a lot? If so, you could leverage that community and maybe start a meal prep business. Are you a part of a large group focused on sports? Maybe you're in baseball or in football or basketball. You fill in the name of the sport. Not only are your peers going to be participating in those sports, but you also have the parents. And so is there anything that you could sell to those parents? What I want you to do is take a second and back up. Look at the whole sheet, and what you're trying to do is come up with a business idea that kind of touches on all four boxes. So coming up with a good business idea is only part of what you need to be successful. So we put together a video for you that walks you step by step through the process of how to launch your first profitable business in just 5 days. So go check out the link and see the video and just get started.